The announcement was made for the training camp event called Kuryukai, where third-year students take the lead, and groups are formed with a mix of first and second-year classes. However, this year's event is relaxed with no penalties or expulsion or changes in class points. It focuses mainly on interacting with students from other grades. Ayanokoji, under the leadership of Kiryuin, was grouped with Hashimoto, Morishita, Yamamura, Shiina, and others. They participate in hands-on learning, such as pressed flower crafting, cards, archery, and more. On the other hand, taking advantage of the laid-back nature of the exchange event where victory is not required, Horikita plans a revenge match against Amasawa and also seeks advice from Ayanokoji.
Huh? I'm seriously asking for advice here. I'm desperately looking for a way to survive, you know.
In addition to Hashimoto, who is rapidly approaching Ayanokoji, each class is also starting to move towards the end of the school year.
I'm more interested in the trait. No, I mean, I'm at the age where I'm interested in Hashimoto. Perhaps it's love.
So we've gotten the cover for Year 2 Volume 11, and as we suspected, it was Ai Morishita and Sanada. Now this is just my opinion, but this cover was a lot better than the cover for Year 2 Volume 10 with Kito and Yamamura, and it's not because of the characters that are in it, because Morishita isn't that important of a character and Sanada is even less relevant, but I think it's just more stylistically better than the cover for Year 2 Volume 10. So yesterday we got our first illustration for the volume, which was Ayanokoji versus Horikita, which is already one of the top 5 best illustrations in the series, to be honest. And today we have our second illustration, which is Ruin and Sakayanagi. Now I noticed that these two have been having a lot of interactions recently, obviously because, you know, Ruin has a plan, but it's very nice to just see, you know, the two of them getting just back-to-back illustrations in what, Year 2 Volume 9.5 and then 10, and now we have another one in Year 2 Volume 11. Ruben has been getting some love, I can't lie, and so has Sakayanagi, especially with that one illustration from Year 2 Volume 9.5. Yeah, they've both been getting some really high quality stuff, I can't lie. Next up, we have the short stories. The first short story comes from Hiyori and it's titled Memories I Never Want to Forget. I think we also got a short story for her in Year 2 Volume 10, so this makes it a second consecutive short story, and that can't be good. I feel like this is just Kinugasa's way of telling us, hey, she might be out of here next. I mean, even look at the name of the short story, Memories I Never Want to Forget. That's the kind of title you use when someone just experienced loss or tragedy and they're reflecting on the good times. Yeah, Kinugasa, I don't like what you're doing. You better leave Hiyori alone, and I'm so serious. There's also a preview illustration for Hiyori in Year 2 Volume 11, and it looks like she's talking to Ai Morishita. I don't know, it looks like her hairstyle. If I remember correctly, they should be in the same group for the event in Year 2 Volume 11, so maybe Morishita is interrogating propagating Hiyori like she did with Kei and Ayanokoji in Year 2 Volume 10. Or maybe there's something even more important that Morishita wants to talk about because the next short story is actually for her, which is titled Please Listen on My Behalf, which indicates that the two short stories might be interlinked somehow, and there was actually an important discussion between her and Hiyori in the volume. And the final short story is for Chabashira, which is actually a bit surprising, and is titled The Student in Front of Me. And we actually got an illustration for Chabashira in Year 2 Volume 11 which shows her smiling.
Ibuki had stepped down, and now it was Horikita who stood before me. "You can start any time," I told her.
Yes, that's what I intend to do.
I thought she would take a moment to compose herself before starting, but she showed no signs of doing so and immediately sprang into action. "Huh, you're early." There was still some time until the scheduled time, but she was already waiting.
Good morning, Ayanokoji.
"Good morning. Sorry for calling you out so early."
It's all right. So what did you want to talk to me about? Something you couldn't say on the phone?
I found myself alone, without realizing it. It's not like I was disliked by anyone in particular. I just didn't catch anyone's attention. My presence was faint, and I had no impact. Before I could be liked by someone, I couldn't even be disliked. So I was always alone. Kindergarten, elementary school, and middle school were all the same. I didn't have friends who were really friends, and I spent a lot of time alone. I couldn't develop the ability to talk to people and remained invisible. Even after becoming a high school student, nothing changed. But I thought I was okay with that, as if forcing myself to believe that it was a good aspect of myself. Even as an adult, I thought it would be fine to live alone, quietly. After all, I don't think losing suits Sakayanagi.
"Maybe you should try telling her. No one has the right to criticize your actions."
What is this sensation, this emotion that seeps into the depths of the heart? I don't know. I didn't understand.
I can't help but wonder, is there no way to get you to change your uncooperative attitude?
Uncooperative, Then would you like to know why I am this way?
As I turned to leave, I was called back. Are you willing to tell me?
I don't mind. But before that, would you mind if I asked you a question?
What is it?
Let's say a pop quiz was unexpectedly conducted here without warning, and it happens to be a test that assesses fundamental knowledge. If you and I were to compete, who do you think would win?
If it weren't Koenji, I probably wouldn't have answered seriously. However, in this case, I felt that speaking honestly was the best thing to do. I would win, without a doubt.